Hello again, Rams. Welcome to another episode of Rampage's RAMCast. I'm Chloe.
I'm Donna, and we're going to be the host for today's episode.
But first, we are reminding you guys to register as a voter for the up and coming 2022 presidential elections. Those qualified for voting should be at least 18 years old on or before the election day, which is May 9, 2022.
The registration reopened last January 2020 and will last until September 30, 2021. So please guys, do register and make use of your right to vote.
Please, please, please do vote wisely and think about who you're voting for. Ayaw naman natin ng alam mo na, mga kaguluhan. So, for an overview of this episode, we are going to talk about some of the social issues that have been existing for a long time and just stay as relevant as they were years ago. These are bullying, body shaming, smart shaming, cancel culture, discrimination, gender stereotyping, and racial stereotyping. We are here to talk about these social concerns, how they negatively affect the society, and how to deal with them.
Alright, starting off, our first topic is bullying. There are forms of bullying: verbal, physical, cyber, relational, and mixtures of those. I think you're familiar with these because it's very rampant in our country.
Yes, millions of kids are suffering because of such act. Some of them lose the will to go to school. Have you ever been bullied before?
Fortunately, no, but according to Margaret Sanapo, a researcher, 40.6% or roughly 4 out of 10 Filipino children experience bullying from their peers.
You also mentioned earlier that rampant ang cyberbullying sa country na to. Actually,
Yeah.
sa whole world eh. In fact, the UNICEF poll says that 1 in 3 young people in 30 countries said they have been a victim of online bullying.
Unfortunate. Well, cyberbullying contributes a large percentage of bullying in today's era because almost everyone has access to social media. Many cases of cyberbullying includes concepts such as body shaming, smart shaming, and the new trend, cancel culture.
The three have sparked a lot of controversy all over social media platforms, especially the Bird app. Let's start with body shaming.
Body shaming is a humiliating someone because of their body type, like the talks about Jessie Menjola as FHS sexiest woman alive last 2016. Oh my God, ano nangyari sa
Oh my
akin?
God, ano ba?
Yun na nga. So, readers provided negative comments about Menjola not deserving the spot because she was considered fat.
Grabe.
Ang
Mendiola,
sama.
di ba? Mendiola, on the other hand, stayed very positive and said, I'm not the only one who's being bashed. I'm not the only one who's being hated. But hell, I'm the sexiest woman right now and I'm just really happy.
Oh my God, girl, I'm loving the confidence.
Same.
Alright, moving on. We have smart shaming, which is someone or somehow, sorry na. So, somehow like body shaming. Smart shaming is mocking someone who is making a valid point. It's also referred to as anti-intellectualism.
Statements like, ikaw na ang matalino and ang dami mong alam are examples of smart shaming. I've actually seen a lot of smart shaming, especially when people are debating. When they don't have anything better to say to prove their point, they just say, wow, or share mo lang.
Yeah, that's why some people are scared to say their opinion out loud even if they have a point.
It's very toxic when you try to pull others' confidence down to make them meet your own standards. If you get called out by a smart shamer or a body shamer, ignore them because their opinions will just let you down even though you are amazing. Please remember that you are amazing.
Yeah. So, okay. Next in line is the new trend, cancel culture, where if you do something that is not socially acceptable, you're canceled, meaning you will be boycotted and left in shame.
With cancel culture existing, second chances are not given. If you're canceled, you're completely cut out. Now with this, I think we should educate people rather than canceling them, diba?
Yeah, tama ka din. Well, do you know the Pandora ring controversy last year?
Familiar, yeah?
Yeah, well, singer and online famous Mika Salamanca is a victim of cancel culture. Along with her other issue, that one that sparked a lot was her boyfriend and her matching Pandora ring. Later, after that post, oh my God, ano nangyari
my
sa
God.
akin? So, ayun na nga po yung ring, no? Later, after that post, the ring, a fan,
Oh my God! Pinost niya yung ring!
yeah. Okay,
Ah.
so, yung ring nga po, no? A fan also posted that she brought the same ring.
Oh, tapos parang nag-ano siya, parang ayaw niya, parang very daw, dapat para lang sa kanila ng jowa
Yeah,
niya yun.
but in
Ayaw
fact
niya raw.
na parang common na talaga yung ring na yun to the store. Kasi hindi naman siya personalized or what.
Oh, I see. That's why mga people parang gusto nila, parang, oh my God, naubusan yung
Anong
words.
nangyari?
Wait lang, medyo pagod na kasi ako eh. Pero sa tingin ko talaga, it's not right to cancel someone because of that. I think we just educate them. I think that's the best way to put it out.
Yeah, you're right. So,
Ano na?
ano na? Oh.
Well, bullying is also linked to stereotyping, which also has been around for quite a long time. Stereotyping is connected to other issues such as discrimination and racism, as it misleads the public with untrue labels.
Stereotyping is very broad. If you think about it, basically, it is setting an idea about a group which is not necessarily true. It can cause discrimination, bullying, and the like.
The stereotypes we'll be talking about are gender stereotypes and racial stereotypes.
First, we have racial stereotyping. Basically, generalizing a race and it can also lead to racism. Grabe naman, ang tagal na neto pero hanggang ngayon, it's just one of the major social issue pa rin. In the era where social media has a large influence, there are actually a lot of racial slur roaming around the web.
I think some of you might have heard or might have seen some memes about the Ching Chong incident in the Dota 2 competition last 2018. Filipino esports team TNC Predators member Carlo Cuckoo Palad typed out Ching Chong in the chat when his team was playing against a Chinese team. He was banned from competing in the Chongqing Major, if I'm not mistaken, and many were offended by his chat.
I've seen a lot of memes about with that Ching Chong as a template.
Yes, yung may Ching Chong 100, ganon. Tapos, mga Ching Chong 500, yung mga ganon.
Yeah.
Yeah. They use it when they joke about Chinese or even Asians in general.
It's hasty generalization, right? Wow, fallacy!
Wow!
Iba na talaga.
Philo major!
Yeah.
Okay, stereotyping also has its effects, but the negatives are very destructive for it can lead to more serious problems like diminishing one's confidence.
Next up for stereotyping is gender stereotyping. I think we're all aware of this. We're maybe even practicing it without noticing.
A very seen example of this is when guys are doing their skincare routine. They're considered as somehow feminine. Come on, it's hygienic. We should normalize this. Come on.
Yeah, and I think we should add about men having makeup. Like, yung mga artista nagme-makeup
Yeah.
sila, then they're being tagged as bakla or
Yeah.
whatsoever. So, ang sama lang talaga. Well, on to our next point is discrimination. Unlike stereotyping, discrimination is more of a personal concept. Stereotyping is just assuming that one is part of a group because he or she does something that you think only that group does. Discrimination is an unfair treatment to someone whose group you don't like.
Discrimination can be manifested against somebody of a certain age, certain religion, certain disability, gender identity, and a lot more to be enumerated.
Discrimination can be seen in workplace, classroom, stores, and public places. There are instances in workplace that PWDs, homosexuals, and women have lack of opportunities.
Basically, it's treating others inferior to yourself.
To elaborate more on this, there are also concept called gender discrimination. In Philippine context, gender discrimination has long existed. Oh my God, ano ba to? Nangyayari
Go
talaga.
Donna.
Oh my God. So, ayan na nga po. The workplace is a setting for discrimination. When it comes to opportunities, women have less of that than men. To be specific, these opportunities had been promoted or even being hired for a job.
It doesn't just end there. There's also discrimination against people of certain religions. One of this is the discrimination against Muslims, which had its own term, Islamophobia. Islamophobia talks about Muslims being warlike, which is unjustifiable. It does exist here in the Philippines. Some look at Muslims as troublesome people and start to get scared of them. Studies have shown that this irrational discrimination against their religion has impacted the victims emotionally and psychologically.
It is a must to always observe and be cautious. Are you offending someone? Are you discriminating? Sometimes a single statement from you can affect somebody badly. Watch of your words and educate yourself.
See, these issues we're tackling now are very old but still goes on. It may have been existing for a while, but it's still timely, relevant. People are experiencing this because of the long run of unjust reasoning and the irrational thinking of humans that promote inequality.
All of these are happening around the world, and not everyone is aware that these acts have negative effects.
These negative effects include having low self-esteem, having poor self-worth, having low school satisfaction, and mental health issues, which are also a growing social problem in terms of accepting its existence.
And since we're talking about mental health, let's tackle some facts about it. Mental health before was something that not everyone is open to talk about, because when you say you have mental illness, they will mostly associate you to being crazy or
Oo,
going
sa
nuts.
Philippines, diba?
Yeah, kaya nga hindi siya open na topic. Or when you feel something emotionally unstable, that will also lead you to that judgment. But now, thanks to people who care about this and other health concerns, mental health is becoming an open topic to everyone, and they give importance to it.
Let me just add up something. So, I think we should normalize going to counselors kasi it can help us in our daily lives talaga, in our future. What are the negative effects of bullying to the mental health of the victim? In most cases, when it comes to mental health, depression, and anxiety, it it comes in the minds of the people, and it really does come in the path of the bullied victim, because bullying targets the emotional state of the victim, not just the physical.
Yeah, sometimes depression and anxiety of the victim leads to self-harming, such as they are starting to have suicidal thoughts, physical self-harming, and lastly, but the most unfortunate is suicide.
Yep. Many more stories like those are not heard. These issues should not just be continuous concerns, and we all should be aware of the matter. How can we deal with them? Put yourself in other people's shoes. This statement is an old one, but it's applicable when dealing with society, diba?
Yeah.
Second is educate yourself and other people. Don't just rely on statements, and always do a fact check. You'll never know which is fallacious if you don't know much about the topic. Oral tradition is not really that reliable. And lastly, accept other people. You'll never know who they are unless you acknowledge them.
Always be aware of that existence of different ideas, perspective, and issues. Be open with other people, especially when they are talking about societal concerns or personal ones. A little listening doesn't hurt, right?
Yep, take note, take note. If you are a victim of bullying, please do not hesitate to report to the discipline office. You can reach them through Mr. Cabitan's email, raymart.apc.edu.ph, then write your complaint, including when it happened, and elaborate more on why it happened.
Another person you can talk about your social problem or mental
Concerns,
health
yeah.
concerns is the guidance office.
Yeah.
You can go there too. So remember, that is your right.
That's all we have for you in this episode of RAMCast. Again, I'm Chloe.
I'm Donna.
And that's it for second episode of RAMCast. Stay tuned for our next episode by catching us on our Facebook page, Rampage, on our Twitter account at APC The Rampage, and our IG account, the new one, at APC The Rampage. Thank you!
Thank you, guys!
Bye-bye!